to get some of the laptops. That's
Yeah,
nonsense.
and
They should have
one
issued
major
warrants.
laptop
You're
they
dead
got,
on.
They destroyed.
Yep.
They destroyed evidence.
Now there's also a rumor out that there isn't just one laptop; that there are 3 other pieces of equipment.
Total of 4.
Yeah,
Yep.
4 of them. A total of 4. So it's not just his laptop. But the most important thing right now is: can you imagine now if people were hacking Wiener's, God, I hate to use the word Wiener. Okay, Wiener's laptop, and there is sensitive information on there. This is treason.
Yeah.
This is flat out treason.
Yeah.
Period.
This is the most outrageous. And even if you want, there's intent all over the place. And I can't believe Comey can actually even say back then.
Well, he can't say it anymore.
You can't say it anymore. There is intent all over the place.
If there is any one reason that people should vote for Donald Trump, and I'll tell you the reason, it's the Supreme Court. It's who he puts on there, because the Supreme Court is going to be making rulings on all these things. This is what's important. This is what they fear most of all. They fear the fact that this man is going to come in there and clean house. Period. And this is if you're standing on the fence, you don't want to vote for Trump. Vote for one reason, if nothing else. Vote for that Supreme Court, because he will put somebody on there that will honor the Constitution and go with the Constitution. And then he will put somebody in the Attorney General's office that will go after Loretta Lynch. And believe it or not, they might even be able to go after Barack Obama, period.
Yeah.
And they need to.
All right.
Comey doesn't want to be Vince Fostered by a cannon in some state park, but he may be actually finally giving a damn about his reputation.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
he might be.
Hopefully.
All right, Joe, thanks for the call. I appreciate
Take care,
it.
my friend.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye. Okay, so talking about rigging, right? Here's a report out that Smartmatic Company is a company that makes voting machines, right?
George Soros,
okay.
yes.
Mark Malloch Brown is a former UN official who sits on the board of Soros's Open Society Foundation, right?
Yes.
And he's the CEO of Smartmatic. And so Smartmatic had this up on their website. We supply voting machines to 22 or 16, whatever it was, United States. Well, they've taken that all down. That's all gone now, right? Mm-hmm. And people say, well, come on, what are you're making a big thing about George Soros, Gary. Come on, it's not true, it's not real. Snopes said it wasn't real. Oh, yes, there's a connection there, whether you like it or not. And is there a connection now between Soros and Clinton? Why, yes, there is. Derek, do you have track 3 ready? Listen to this.
New emails released by WikiLeaks reveal how aides to Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton went out of their way to ensure that billionaire George Soros was kept happy. Soros was not shy about sharing his opinions on a range of subjects, from advising Podesta on who should be nominated to replace deceased Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, to insisting on the appointment of moderators to diplomatic disputes of which the U.S. was not a party. I would only do this for political reasons, to make Soros happy, wrote Clinton campaign manager Robbie Mook in response to a request the Clinton attend one such event for a liberal organization called America Votes.
All right. So there you go. That's Robbie Mook, right?
That's right.
It doesn't get any dirtier than this, folks. George Soros is the puppet master pulling the strings of the Clinton Foundation. And you might as well just just go ahead and write in George Soros' name, right?
Right. Let me tell you something about Mr. Soros. About 10 years ago, George Soros made it a point to sponsor and support secretaries of states in about 20 states in the United States. The reason that he supported the people for Secretary of State, these were people that were liberals, was because the Secretary of State in each state is the one who monitors and runs the elections. That should tell you a lot.
Yep.
That should tell you a lot. In other words, in places like Ohio and some of the now like North Carolina, Virginia, he was the one that was supporting certain people to win the position of Secretary of State so he can control the elections.
Yeah. All right. We promised Ton that we would get to this. When you've heard it, did Attorney General Loretta Lynch plead the Fifth? Now, she didn't technically just go out and say, I plead the Fifth. Here's what happened. People are saying she's pleading the Fifth because Attorney General Loretta Lynch is declining to comply with an investigation by leading members of Congress about the Obama administration's secret efforts to send that $1.7 billion in cash earlier this year, which is prompting the accusations that Lynch is pleading the Fifth to avoid incriminating herself over the payments. And I've got this up at thedailydrift.com. You can read it. Senator Marco Rubio and Senator Representative Mike Pompeo initially presented Lynch in October with a series of questions about how the cash payment to Iran was approved and delivered. That's our money, folks.
That's right. It's our tax dollars.
Tax dollars. That's right. In October of 24th, the Assistant Attorney General, Peter Kadzik, responded on Lynch's behalf, refusing to answer the questions and informing the lawmakers that they are barred from publicly disclosing any details about the cash payment, which was bound up in a ransom deal aimed at freeing several American hostages from Iran. All right, so here's the Attorney General of the United States of America refusing to answer the questions of our duly elected representatives. Folks, it's as corrupt as it could possibly be. From Obama to Clinton to Loretta Lynch, it's just a mob of corruption up there.
Well, here's the thing. It's the Congress that has the authority, and it's the Congress's responsibility to give that money to Iran if they're going to do it. It's not the president. It's not the attorney general. It's not the secretary of the Treasury, the secretary of state. Congress is the one that holds the money strings, period. They didn't have it. I blame the Congress. I blame who sits in I blame people like Paul Ryan for not speaking up.
Yep. Yeah, they had the chance.
They had the chance.
Yeah. Let's take a call from Jimmy from Manchester. Jimmy, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you guys doing today? Good to hear you, Mike.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. I love you, Jimmy. Jimmy, where do you live in Manchester so I can buy you a beer?
Oh, well, if you want to buy me a beer, I live on Sharon Hollow, though.
Okay.
Between Austin and Sharon Valley.
Well, you know what?
Railroad tracks.
Well, you know what?
Help you?
Yeah. We were out on a color tour last week, my wife and my son and I, and it was beautiful out there. God, we were thinking of moving up in that area.
Yeah, well, yeah. Manchester's a well-kept secret. We have not the lowest, but fairly low taxes and fairly low regulation.
Hey, there you go.
All right, what do you got, Jimmy? We're running out of time.
Well, you're talking about how the election is rigged, and it will be. There's going to be a certain amount of it that we cannot stop. But they don't control the media anymore. There are shows like this one. There is Theron. There is Limbaugh. There is Alex Jones, Drudge, Breitbart. There's all of these people out there talking about this, and now you are starting to see people catching them at it, and it's going viral on the Internet. And you also have, because of what Ron Paul did and got us to become precinct delegates, we've got people sitting in different positions on boards of canvassers and things like that help with this.
Yep.
So we're making it very hard for them to do this. Now, they're going to get away with some of it. There's nothing we can do about it. But.
Hey, Jimmy, we're running out of time. So I appreciate it, and give us a holler next week. Until then, make sure you guys all go to thedailydrift.com and get out there and do a little campaigning. We'll see you next week.
And dance, Kathy, dance.